ASTI stock, Ascent Solar Technologies Inc. closed the session of the 22nd of November 2021 at $0.0068, a loss of 15%. 95.7 million shares crossed the tape during that session. And yes, it was on Thursday, the 18th of November, that this news came out about this reverse split, and a lot of market participants were not happy about that. They were not happy. First of all, they were saying, look, we got into the stock because of the volumes. We know all those things. When you do the reverse split, well, our position will still be the same thing. We're not really going to run into any losses, but it is a penny stock, and we know why we're going to involve it. It's a penny stock. It's easy for a penny stock to. The volatility on penny stocks is greater. I mean, they are aware of that. That means it can appreciate. The tendency for it to gain value, if it's going to gain value, is it's high. Higher than normal, higher than a non-penny stock. And also, yes, the reverse is also the case. That's why they got involved. It's easy for a penny stock, to double than a non-penny stock. That's why they got involved. So, and by doing this reverse split, they will lose that volume. They will lose the volume that is associated that they value a lot, amongst other things. So that is one of the many things that they pointed out. And the other one is that some of them indicated that reverse splits have not gone well for a lot of stocks, and they're not keen on hanging around to see what's going to happen with ASTI stock. And the company themselves are saying that what are they saying here? Okay, yes, the reverse split as part of a broader plan to position Ascent Solar for continued growth, including an eventual proposed uplisting on the Nasdaq capital market. So that's amongst probably the key reason, amongst other things. It's a stock that is a company that is out there, working with NASA and all that stuff. It probably feels that it should be up there on Nasdaq, and rightly so. Yes, you can't rail against that. This is a company with the state-of-the-art photovoltaic solutions. What does it say here? It says here, state-of-the-art, lightweight, flexible, thin film photovoltaic solutions. Its products are probably somewhere in the galaxies right now, I believe. So why? I mean, it will definitely want to get on Nasdaq. So the ratio is 1 for 1,000, and it's between 1 and 1,000, 1 for 1,000, and 1 for 10,000. The final ratio within such range and timing of implementation will be determined by the board in its sole discretion. So the reverse split is such subject to regulatory review by the SEC and FINRA. So following the implementation of the reverse split, the company intends to apply to uplist its shares to the Nasdaq capital market. Any uplisting to Nasdaq will be conditioned on the company satisfying the applicable Nasdaq listing criteria and the review and approval of the company's application by Nasdaq. Okay, so see what happened. I think the stock has lost over 50% since that time. This is where it closed on the 17th at $0.013. Today it closed at roughly 0.06. That is more than 50%. Yes, more than 50%. All the indicators are strongly bearish. Momentum is indicating the stock is totally oversold. Momentum, yes. RSI is showing weakness. It's in the oversold territory. Look at the accumulation distribution indicator. It has fallen in line. It has fallen in line with the stock itself. But all along it has been bearish. At some point it just tried to buck that trend, but continued. And with this news now, it came out. Even yes, there was indeed, I believe, on the subsequent day, the 19th, that accumulator spiked slightly, but today it has continued the bearish trend, continued on the bearish trend. Okay, Okay, it appears to be in a strong bearish trend. 200-day moving average, this 200-day moving average and the MACD are falling. It's also lagging the S&P 500. Momentum is strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price low. Okay, today's volume, 95.713 million shares of ASTI shares traded hands, in line with the 101.861 million shares daily during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest right now as things stand with ASTI stock. Things are very much bearish. We have a disclosure that came out on Friday. We don't exactly know what that is. So buyers have lost interest right now. They're not interested, they're not happy, they're disappointed. But at the same time, it's a buying opportunity. The stock is trading at a discount to all of its moving averages. You may not agree with them, but here lies an opportunity to buy the stock. I'm not recommending that you do so. We have a small position there, and if we as a matter of fact remember to actually go ahead and maybe buy some, we may also do so. So ASTI stock strongly bearish. Market participants, investors are not happy. They have dumped the stock. They're not happy about this possible reverse split that is going to be between 1 for 1,000 and 1 for 10,000. They're not happy. They're not. Many of them have had experiences with reverse splits. They've not. It hasn't been good for many of them. So if it's at the maximum at the top of that range, it will bring down the volume of the stock to 210,000. Yes, 210,000. 21. Okay, yeah, 2.1 million. If it's at the top of the range, it will bring it down to 2.1 million shares. At the bottom of that range, it will be 21 million. Look at what's going on in the world, in the markets today. A lot of the stocks that have low floats, they have also been very volatile. So the volatility you're looking for in the penny stock may also arise from the low float when that is implemented. So, and going by today's price, what would the price of the stock what would it be? If it's at the top of the range, you're going to have a price of 1, 2, 3, 4. It will trade. If it's at the top of the range, that is 1 for 1,000. The stock will be at trading at $60. If it's at the bottom of the range, it will be trading at $6 with a relatively small float. Okay, so it's up to you. See what you make of ASTI stock, and thank you very much for watching this video.